Yeah, I'm an idiot. Anyway, hiya, welcome to Mission 500. Are you ready to get stuck into today's session? Okay, so this is S for sailor. This is a little bit like a ballerina pose on the floor, your basic ballerina or your cupid. It's sort of kind of like in between the two. And there's quite a few ways you can get into this move. So I'm going to show you my favorite way, then I'm going to break it down to you. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so that is sailor. So it's like a cupid, except for you're going to have your hand underneath the hook leg, and then we're going to lean away. Okay. Now, I prefer to go from the box fit mount because your hands are already in a really great place. Your foot is already pushing on the pole. It's a case of taking it over and hooking. Okay. But if we're not there yet and you've not practiced, you can always practice this from the floor. Hopefully you've done this from the floor before because it's a really great beginner move to be able to work on, because it's a move that can look really splitty, and then you take your leg over. Do you remember that one, like your box split? You may call it something else, like a split heel. So to start with, that move looks like this, but we can do it from the floor as a beginner, right? So it looks like this. Okay? And the reason why I've changed position is because I'm nowhere box splitting, right? So if I come to the side now and do exactly the same, you'll see that I am not splitty, but because I turn my hip to face you, then it makes me look splitty. Okay, so do exactly the same thing. Look how far away from the pole I am, right? So that's the great thing with that move, and I think that's why every beginner should give it a go, because it's one that looks really awesome, really great one to get a photo of. Anyway, moving on. So once we've got that position, okay, so I'll briefly go through it for you. If you have come and joined us, okay, if you've joined our membership, you'll find that one in the beginner section of pole galore. So we're going to go up, over, instead of the foot going on, we're going past, and then we're going to hook the leg. So we're going to hook the leg as if you would do like a ballerina, anything where you push the back of the knee and squeeze the heel to your butt. So remember from your conditioning, hopefully you've definitely done this one, side down to the pole, lean away. We're going to lift your inside leg up, push the back of the knee into the pole, and squeeze that heel really close towards your butt, pushing the hips forwards. Squeeze, 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 and see if you can release. Okay, so this is definitely a foundation move that you need to nail, because it's really going to develop the hamstring strength to keep that leg locked, which is going to be needed for your cupid and particularly for your sailor. Okay, so once we can do the ballerina, so that hook, and we can also box fit mount, we can practice these two together, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from my box fit mount, instead of placing the foot on the pole, I'm going to go straight over. Okay. So hands on, around chest level. I'm going to place one foot down. It doesn't matter which foot you start with, but whichever hand is at the bottom, it's the same size foot, okay? Then I'm going to come down towards that bottom leg, okay? So I'm quite close to the pole, I'm not leaning back, okay? Come to the side, I'm going to bring my leg up, my foot can go on the pole, and then from here, what I'm going to do is take my foot off the pole, take it in front and pull in. So I'm using my arms, pull in, push the back of the knee in, squeeze the heel towards your butt, okay? Now my top hand, the same side as leg, is going to stay on. I'm going to release the bottom hand, and I'm going to lift myself up, extend that arm. Okay? Keep squeeze, 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 and hold. You can crunch up, grab, release, and then unhook. Okay? Does that make sense? So practicing the position from the floor can be super helpful, so that when you're at a stage and you have the strength to do it up the pole, you already know what to do. Does this make sense? Okay? So doing it up the pole, a little bit more difficult. Trying to keep that foot on the pole without sliding off can also be a battle, right? So I would definitely recommend that on any metal finish pole, you heat that pole up, okay? Make sure it's super warm. The warmer your pole, the more grippy it's going to be. Wipe down the pole if you need to. Wipe your foot. You may want to put a bit of grip on your foot. That's cool too. So once we feel like, yeah, we've got as much grip as possible, then we can practice your box fit mount up the pole. So same thing. So this time I'm going to have my hands, I'm going to start with my hands around head level, and I'm going to whichever hand's at the bottom, foot is going on the pole. So instead of this one being on the floor, we're going foot onto the pole. I like to go with the ball of the foot onto the pole, and my knee is pointing down, okay? Because I'm going in that direction, right? So as I push off, I'm going to push with that foot and drive the other knee up. So go up, knee up, okay? So my head goes down, my other knee comes up. As I get used to holding that position, I'm then going straight over to my hook, okay? So tuck first, make your life easier, and then we're going to straighten the leg and hook, okay? So this is I'm kind of teaching you a prerequisite, if you like, right? But very, very briefly, okay? It's a very quick go through it. We can break it down further another time, or it's in the pole law section of the portal. So, foot on, knee down, head down, push off, straighten the bottom leg, tuck the knee in, straighten that top leg, pull in with your arms, hook with the knee. Same side hand stays on. I'm going to keep pushing out with that bottom foot and then release the bottom hand and I'm going to lift up as high as I can. Okay? Coming down, hand back on. You can unhook or we're just going to release the top hand and reach up to unhook. Okay? So we just do a climb over. Does this make sense? Yeah? That's just my favourite way into it because I think it's the easiest way. I say it's the easiest way. It's the most simplest way if you have the strength there to do it. Yeah? So I'm going into a really good hook, holding on the same hand and extending and lifting up. If you don't have the strength there yet, it's okay. It will come. Keep developing on it. Keep working on it. Work in a progression of order. I'm going to keep going on about that because I think it's important. But you can also do things like side climb, okay? So you can side climb into it. I think it's more difficult because obviously when you side climb, you've got your hands above the knee, then we need to get down and get the hand underneath. But technically, obviously, a side climb can come before your mount, your box foot mount, so you may feel a bit more confident with that. So from your side climb, you don't have to go majorly high, a couple of steps up, depends how high you can hook your knee on your climb, right? So once we've got the leg, when you climb, we're going to go for the last time, big hook, without pulling up, place the hand on, okay? So side climb, hopefully you know that one, definitely go and check out a side climb video if you are stuck. So we're going to hook, outside shin pushes, and then this time I'm going to re-hook as high as I can, so push with the outer leg, lift and hook nice and high, okay? And then from here I'm going to place my outer foot onto the pole with a slight bend in my knee, moving my hands down, so underneath, so the same side hand as hip leg is holding onto the pole. And then from here, with that slight bend in my leg, it's going to help stabilise me to release the bottom hand. And as I lift, I'm going to push through that bottom leg to keep squeezing that hip leg towards your butt, heel to butt. Okay, so you can come back down, reach your hand above, and climb back down or slide down, whatever way you prefer. Does this make sense? Okay, so that's 2 ways you can get into this position. Again, just getting into that side hooked leg position is the most important thing. So as long as you know how to do that, it doesn't really matter which way you get into it. You've just got to make sure whichever leg is hooked, same side hand's going underneath. Okay, really quickly, another way into it, you could do like a skater thread through. So skater pull up, threading the leg through. So what I mean is I'm going to push with the shin into the pole. Okay, knee in line with the pole, reaching both hands up. As I push and pull, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to keep the distance with my hips and drive the other knee through. You can lead with the foot if you want. So from here, pull up, knee up, legs through and hook. Okay, then you can place your foot to the side and do exactly the same. Yeah? Hope that makes sense. There's a couple of ways into your sailor. So yeah, sailor's great because it's not just relying on your legs, you've got that hand holding. So it is that in between, like working up towards your cupid. Feel a bit more confident, feel that lean away, get that push with that bottom foot. So yeah, give that a go, see how you get on. Like I said, beginner version, do it from the floor. You can do it without doing your box fit mount as well. You can just go from your like ballerina, just hook your leg nice and high. So what I'm going to do is place the outside foot next to the pole, lean away so you can practice this so you understand the position. Lift and hook, nice and high, push the back of the knee, heel to butt. Outside hand underneath, inside hand can come off. Then I'm going to place it onto the pole, okay, thumb is up, and then I'm going to lean, and I'm going to lift up nice and high, and actively keep squeezing that heel closer towards your butt, okay, because you'll develop your hamstring strength a bit more. Does this make sense? So you can play around with it, no matter what level you're at. Give that a go, make sure you try both sides. Any questions, just let me know. If you get stuck, as always, you know we're here for you. We are an online studio, okay? So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you have a pole at home, even if you don't have a pole at home actually, we have a lot of people that join our Get Strong and Flexi membership to build their strength off the pole. Just reach out, okay? We're here. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!